Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Real Talk Vibes podcast, where we cut through the filters and get real about the stuff that actually matters in our lives. And I'm so excited you're here with us today because this is going to be a fun ride.
That's right. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and get ready for chats that feel like hanging out with your best friends over chai or coffee, because that's exactly what this is.
I'm Aria, your host who's always scrolling through Instagram, dreaming of those perfect beach vacations and cafe aesthetic lives. But deep down, I know there's more to it. And I live right here in Surat, Gujarat, chasing my own real life adventures while trying not to compare too much.
And I'm Jax, the guy who loves a good meme but calls out the fake vibes when I see them. Also from Surat, working a regular job, hitting the gym, and reminding everyone that what you see online is just the highlight reel, not the full movie.
We've been friends for years, Jax and I, ever since we bonded over late night reels and complaining about how social media makes us feel like we're missing out. And today we're diving into our big topic: social media versus real life.
Yeah, area, we're talking all about how those shiny posts trick us into thinking everyone's living their best life while we're just trying to survive Monday mornings. So grab your headphones, settle in, and let's unpack this together.
Okay, Jax, let's start from the beginning because I remember the exact moment social media hooked me for good. It was back in school when I first got Instagram, and suddenly all my friends were posting these amazing photos from parties I wasn't even invited to, with filters making everyone look like models and captions like living my best life. But in reality, half of them were just sitting at home bored like me, pretending to be out there conquering the world.
Ha ha, Arya, that's so true. And for me, it was Facebook back in the day. Seeing cousins posting about their fancy college lives with group pics and success stories that made me feel like I was falling behind, even though I was busting my ass studying for exams that didn't even show up in any feed because real life doesn't come with likes or shares to validate it.
Exactly. And that's what we're calling the big illusion today, Jax. This idea that social media shows us the truth when really it's just carefully edited moments designed to make us scroll longer and feel smaller. Like when I see influencers in Surat posting about their perfect gym routines at 5 a.m. with smoothies and motivational quotes. But I know from talking to one of them that she hits snooze 3 times and skips half the workouts, just films the good parts.
Spot on, and let's break it down simple. Social media is like a highlight reel of a sports game. You only see the touchdowns and dunks, never the practices, injuries, or boring warm ups, while real life is the full game with all the sweat, mistakes, and quiet moments that build the wins. And that's why so many people end up feeling empty after scrolling.
Oh man, Jax, speaking of empty, let me tell you about my friend Priya from college. She was obsessed with TikTok dances, posting every day to chase viral fame, and her follower count shot up to 10,000, which sounds amazing, right? But in real life, she was skipping classes, fighting with her family, because she wasn't focusing on her degree, and eventually burned out so bad, she deleted the app and spent a month just reading books and hanging out with us without a phone in sight.
Whoa, that's a powerful story, Arya. And it reminds me of my cousin Rohan, who moved to Mumbai for that big city dream everyone posts about. You know, the reels of skyscrapers, nightlife, and fancy jobs. But he called me one night crying because rent was eating his salary, friends were fake, and loneliness hit harder than any like ever could. So he came back to Surat, started a small business with our family, and now he's happier than any filtered post.
See, Jax, those stories show how social media sells us this fantasy of constant happiness and success, with everyone jet setting or achieving goals overnight. But real life moves slower, full of small steps like waking up early for a walk in Subhash Bridge area here in Surat, chatting with street vendors, or just cooking dal rice with your mom and laughing about old times, those moments don't get posts because they're not aesthetic enough.
Totally. And let's talk numbers for a sec to make it real. Studies show people spend like 2 to 3 hours a day on social media. That's over 700 hours a year staring at screens. Time we could use building real connections, like you and me grabbing cutting chai at a local tapery and talking for hours without distractions.
Yeah, and that time suck leads to what experts call FOMO, fear of missing out, where you see someone's vacation pics and suddenly your cozy Surat evening feels lame, even though it's probably way more peaceful than their stressed out travel drama behind the scenes.
FOMO is the thief, Arya, stealing our joy one scroll at a time. But here's a twist: social media isn't all bad, it connects us across distances. Like how I reconnected with school friends from Ahmedabad through WhatsApp forwards and group chats that led to actual meetups.
True, Jax, it's a tool, not the enemy. The problem is when we let it define our worth. Like girls I know chasing that perfect body from Instagram models, spending money on diets that don't work, feeling ugly in the mirror. When real beauty is in confident smiles and kind hearts you see face to face.
Let's dive deeper into the comparison trap, Arya, because that's where it hurts most. You post a selfie feeling cute, get 50 likes, but your friend gets 500 on hers, and boom, self doubt creeps in, making you question if you're pretty enough, successful enough, or fun enough, all based on algorithms that reward drama and perfection.
Ugh, Jax, I fell into that last Diwali, posted my Rangoli, which took hours to make. Super proud of it with diyas glowing and colors popping, but it got buried under influencers' pro shot versions, so I felt like my effort was nothing. Then my neighbor Auntie came over, saw it in person, hugged me, and said it was the best she'd seen. That real praise healed what likes couldn't touch.
Love that. And guys do it too. Arya scrolling gym bros with six packs and thinking our home workouts aren't cutting it. But real strength is showing up consistently, not posing for the gram. I started tracking my real progress in a notebook, lifts going up, energy better, and ignored the online noise.
Smart move, and let's hear from listeners because we asked our Instagram followers to share. Shout out to listener Neha from Surat who DM'd us. Social media made me buy clothes I didn't need to look like influencers, wasted 10,000. Now I wear what feels good and get compliments in real life. Thanks, Neha.
And Raj from Vadodara said, quit LinkedIn scrolling, started networking at local events, landed a better job than any post could get me. Real life wins again, folks.
These stories prove it, Jax. Comparison is the thief of joy, as they say, but real life rewards authenticity. Like when you share unfiltered laughs with friends at a Surat street food stall, munching on Bombay sandwich without caring about angles or captions.
Now, let's get into relationships, Aria, because social media messes with love big time. Couples posting lovey dovey pics every week looking soulmate perfect, but half are arguing behind closed doors over who liked whose ex's photo.
Thanks for joining Real Talk Vibes. Share your social versus real stories below. Subscribe for more.
See you next time. Stay real.